Hiya! Welcome to Full Cup Play Therapy. I'm Rachel, I'm a registered play therapist in Hong Kong. And if you'd like to keep finding out more ways to support the children in your life and your relationships, be sure to subscribe to this channel. So today's episode is about play therapy and how it works. So last week I talked about what play therapy is, and today I want to talk about how it works, because it can sound a little bit abstract and a little bit out there maybe to some people who are new to it, so I want to make it as concrete as possible. So, how does play therapy work? Okay, so play therapy works on a number of levels, and one way it works is through the hormones, through the hormonal system and the nervous system. So when a child is engaging in play, in free play, in child-centered play, it actually reduces cortisol in the body, and it also, when it's in a warm therapeutic relationship, there's also a boost in oxytocin, which is really great for the immune system. And just it's that feel-good, nicknamed like the love hormone. It's that it gives a feeling of safety and relaxation, and it's what you feel when you feel really good. So that's one way play therapy works. Another way that play therapy works is through forming new neural pathways in the brain. So in terms of the neuroscience, what was happening is that the neurons that fire together wire together. And what happens, especially around the toddler years and also the teenage years, is that there starts to be really big stage of pruning of the neural pathways. So that means that the pathways or the connections that aren't used, they get trimmed away to make room for strengthening the existing ones. So let's say that a child, when they engage with friendships or with peers, they have lots of negative experiences, then that neural pathway will become stronger. And so that's what they will then come to expect later on. So what we try to do in play therapy is we give new experiences. We give the children an opportunity to associate a relationship with feeling good, for example. And then the more that they feel that connection, the more occurrences that they have, we give a better chance of strengthening that neural pathway so that it become the default rather than going down a negative path. So that's the second way that play therapy works. The third way, which is a really big topic, in fact, probably do another video on this altogether, but it's through the therapeutic relationship. So this is really what differentiates play from play therapy. So there's many kinds of play, and I'd say they all have their value, but play therapy is really special because of the fully trained play therapist, and that they create a warm therapeutic relationship. So as a therapist, I provide containment for the child. So they have a sense of freedom, but they also get that feeling that they are held in the space and also in the time, in a weekly time slot. They get unconditional, positive regard. That's a bit of a psychology jargon term, but it means that no matter what they do, no matter how dark they go in their feelings, I am there to keep myself grounded and keep myself with my attention on them and accepting them for who they are as a whole person, which is actually really, really hard for someone to do if you're really close to that child. So having a therapist is really a unique relationship, and I can really help them accept themselves and the light and the dark, and integrate the two. In play therapy, in the relationship, they also get the freedom to explore themselves, to explore their darker edges, and also discover maybe new talents by taking some more risks than they might do in outside life. Because the playroom is a safe place. After a few weeks, they realise I'm not going to be judging them. That as long as they play safely, anything goes. So they get to a really safe place to try out new things, to try out different personalities through role play, through puppets. And they get to see what would it be like if I was a really bossy person, or what would it be like if I was a really kind and nurturing person, or what would it feel like, what feels right for me. So they get a real chance to get a sense of themselves, which is great to have for later life, so that they won't be swayed by um, unruly peers or bad people. Anyway, okay. Another way that the therapeutic relationship is so special and how it really helps play therapy to work is that I'm there and I'm really the witness. I don't step in, I don't do any rescuing, I call rescuing. I give them a time and a space to struggle, and I witness them struggling, obviously at their own pace. And if a child asks me to help them, I will. But I really give them the chance to build their own self esteem by struggling and then trying out trial and error, to find ways to help themselves. And then they internalize this. And this is how self esteem is built. And it's so, so, so hard to do if there's this child that you really love. You know, they are your heart outside of your body. I understand that. You just want to rescue them. You don't want them to be upset. You don't want them to struggle. But sometimes it's actually really therapeutic to give them a safe space and time and relationship to struggle within. Yeah, and what's the other way? So the other way that's really special about the therapeutic relationship and play therapy that makes it work is that I'm communicating on their level. All day, children are asked to really rise up and meet the adults where they're at, and verbalize their feelings. And you know what? Some adults, many adults, they don't even know how to verbalize their feelings. And it's really, really hard in terms of their brain development to access the words and connect them to emotions. The play circuit, motivational circuit in the brain, is much closer to where emotions are. And so it's much easier for them to express themselves and feel understood, feel safe, feel like someone really gets them without having to meet the adult where they're at. Instead, the adult goes down and meets the child where they're at. That's what play therapists do. So that's a summary of how play therapy works. There's a lot more detail I could go into, but I hope this is useful for today. I hope you liked this video. If you did, please click like. That helps other people find this information, the people that really need it. Help them find it. Click like. And also make sure that you're subscribed so you don't miss any future little playful nuggets from me. All right, so that's all for today. Take care and don't forget to play.